What's going on, family and friends? Welcome back to My Thoughts Uncut. Thank you for watching. I am your host, Terrence Manning. We're going to talk about Sheila McCormick. Yes, Congressman woman representing Florida. She's been accused of fraud, $5 million of FEMA fraud. You know what? I can't make this up. Let's just take a look.
Your top story tonight. Breaking news. A South Florida congresswoman indicted, accused of stealing millions of dollars in federal disaster funds and using the money to support her congressional campaign. Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick now facing federal charges.
She'd already been under investigation by the House Ethics Committee this summer. We have team coverage of the indictment tonight. Local 10's DC Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy standing by with reaction from Washington. But we begin with Local 10's Aaron Mabin in Miramar with the charges. Aaron.
Janice and Louie, within the last hour, attorneys for the Congresswoman said they plan to fight to clear her name.
Everybody feels like they're under attack.
Tonight, a federal grand jury indicting Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick and several associates, accusing them of stealing millions in federal disaster funds, laundering the money, and using part of it to support her 2021 congressional campaign.
So you mean to tell me that this woman allegedly stole $5 million of FEMA funding that goes to people when natural disasters occur that are in need, that have nowhere else to turn, and this woman allegedly stole $5 million out of that fund? You can't make this up. These congressmen and women do not care about us, specifically the Democratic congressmen and women don't care about us. $5 million out of the FEMA fund, and they want to talk about all this Trump stuff that they say all the time. This is ridiculous.
The money we invested was to make sure that we can touch the people in the community, but the money didn't determine this election because most people who put a lot of money in the community, in the campaigns, they don't win.
Federal prosecutors say Cherfilus-McCormick and her brother Edwin Cherfilus.
So it's a brother and sister. It's a family affair. So your brother's involved too. And this is all allegedly so.
Ran a FEMA-funded COVID-19 vaccination staffing contract through their family healthcare company. Prosecutors say in July 2021, the company received a $5 million overpayment. Prosecutors say the group diverted that money and tried to hide it through multiple accounts. The indictment says a large portion of those funds was used for campaign contributions and personal expenses. Prosecutors allege the South Florida Democrat and Nadege LeBlanc arranged additional donations using straw donors, funneling money to friends and relatives who then donated to the campaign as if using their own money. Investigators say the Congresswoman, with the help of her tax preparer, David K. Spencer, filed a false federal tax return, allegedly disguising political spending and personal costs as business deductions. U.S. Attorney Jason Redding Quinones writing, "Public money belongs to the American people. When FEMA funds are diverted for personal or political gain, it erodes trust and harms us all."
You have to be an evil person to steal from FEMA. From FEMA. It's one thing to steal from somebody you know, something that's not going to really be related to a disaster and when if people in need, but you're stealing from an account for when people need it the most. Can you imagine not being able to have funds go to your area because this woman took out $5 million of the FEMA account? And these people that, and she's in Florida, like they get hurricanes all the time there. This woman's vile.
Attorneys for the Congresswoman writing, "She is a committed public servant who is dedicated to her constituents. We will fight to clear her good name."
Why is it always the black people that are doing this to their own people? Like, you're representing Florida and these people voted for you because let's just get this straight. Most black people vote because of skin color. So they're voting for you because of that. And then you stab them in the back by allegedly doing something so stupid. And we're going to look at another source where she's been under investigation for quite a while now. Let's take a look.
The 22 election cycle, she actually won a special election before then being elected to a full term in the 2022 general election. And we don't know specifically what the House Ethics Committee is looking into. They're normally very private about these probes. But what we do know is that the committee has unanimously voted to form an investigative subcommittee that will look into these allegations of campaign finance violations. And they do list a number of specific things that they're going to look into, including improper use of campaign finance funds, also the possibility that there was someone volunteering for her campaign that didn't specifically work for the campaign or work for official office. And while we don't know specifically what they are investigating, we do know that there have been questions raised about how Congresswoman Cherfilus-McCormick used campaign funds, or I'm sorry, not campaign funds, but taxpayer funds to actually pay for ads that ran in her congressional district leading up to her election. Now, it's not illegal for a member of Congress to use taxpayer funds to create TV ads that are used for informational purposes, to inform members of her constituency about the work she's doing as a member of Congress. But if those can be interpreted as campaign ads, it could lead to a violation of campaign finance laws. So this is an investigation that's in its early stages, but it is notable that both Democrats and Republicans have moved to this stage of forming this investigatory committee. And Richard, you'll remember a similar committee was formed in the investigation of Congressman George Santos. They ultimately released that scathing report, which led to him ultimately being expelled. No one's talking about this quite yet for this member of Congress.
And it's bad when both Democrats and Republicans are coming together and basically tag teaming you. You know you're in trouble then, because nowadays they're not agreeing on anything. But when they come together, you know it's not good.
Right now at 11, we begin with breaking news. South Florida Congresswoman Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick facing alarming allegations tonight.
Cherfilus-McCormick, who represents parts of Broward and Palm Beach counties, is being charged with stealing millions of dollars from FEMA. She's also accused of using some of that money to help her political campaign back in 2021. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Pastrana.
And I'm Elliot Rodriguez. CBS News Miami's Abby Dodge is joining us live from outside the U.S. Attorney's Office in Miami with more details. Abby?
Well, this is just the latest legal battle that the Congresswoman has found herself wrapped up in. A former federal prosecutor tells me there is much more information that the public needs to see. 46-year-old Democratic Representative Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick from Miramar is now facing several charges related to her family's healthcare company. The indictment says the charges stem from a $5 million FEMA overpayment back in 2021. It alleges the Congresswoman, family members, and business associates stole extra funds and ran them through multiple sources.
It's just ironic. You running the healthcare company, yet you steal from FEMA. Like, it doesn't. You can't make this up. We're gonna see what she has to say about this.
Look forward to my day in court so I can prove myself and actually state the truth. But if this is what Congress is becoming, where they're always trying to intimidate you, scare tactics, especially attacking minorities, Black and brown people, then we're going to have to keep fighting for the district. And everybody has been giving me so much support, and we're going to keep fighting until the district gets what it needs, which is fair prices, housing.
I hate when you're, and this is alleged, but when you get caught doing something illegal, and this is for Black people, why is the first thing you spew out your mouth something about it's racially motivated? How is it racially motivated? They're just looking at the numbers and it don't add up. Tax audit don't add up. So you think they're just picking on you, and this is just something they got out the blue because you're Black and you're a female? Like, there are so many Black people in Congress that they're not trying to indict or have charges against. And you're the one that they are because it's showing proof that you have been stealing from FEMA. So miss me with this whole racial thing or because I'm a woman thing. It's just, you keep saying that and it's never going to land because you keep crying wolf, and eventually no one's going to listen because it's not about race. And us black people need to stop doing that because it's just about merit. You wanted to win so badly that you cheated millions of people out of their money and stole $5 million from FEMA, allegedly. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comments below, family. Like, subscribe for the YouTube algorithm, and hit that notification bell. Peace.